know how to collect the data from database into Excel and use them for processing, validation, or visualization? Here I address data collection using macro in Excel for importing the data from SQL database. Hello, this is Zinat and I'm so delighted to talk about another useful topic in Excel, specifically at the data collection stage where I want to show you how to import data from SQL database into Excel and use them. Please stay with me and let's explore some cool features in Excel. In this video, I am going to talk about the data collection stage in the process of development lifecycle for any project we deal with. In the modern era, data is everything and it is your power and skills to show the important information and deliver a better experience to your customer. Hence, I'm going to talk a little bit about different methods of data collection, but will focus on the data that was collected by another person and migrate into the DB, and we use them in our project. For a data or business analysis, our data may come from different sources. Database, where the data was collected by another person and migrated into the database. Then we use them in our project. Web API. Here we focus on collecting the data from the other sources via the available API. For example, we may want to process the Twitter metadata, hence we use Twitter API to fetch the data and process them in Excel. Web scraping. This is another source of data collection for business and data analysts. Here we focus on extracting the data from a website according to digesting the HTML tags. Survey. It is a standard tool by which we collect information from a targeted group of people. Transactional tracking. In the context of business data, it refers to tracking the information recorded from transactions. Observation. This is a passive way to collect qualitative data by observing a targeted group of people, such as customers, colleagues, etc. And other methods. In this video, database is used as an organized collection of data stored in the cloud or a centralized system. We aim at collecting the data from the database and using them in Excel for processing and visualization. In businesses, our database can come from customer relationship management or called CRM or enterprise resource planning ERP. We know that both sources of an organized collection of data of CRM or ERP can be either a relational database management system RDBMS or a non-relational database management system non-RDBMS. Here, I am going to talk about relational database management system, such as those we call SQL databases. Our database can be one of the many existing RDBMSs, such as Microsoft SQL Service, MySQL, Oracle, MariaDB, etc. It doesn't matter which data source we are connecting to, because we just change the information about a database engine as necessary information to connect to it. To collect the data from database and process them in Excel, there are two methods. Use Excel and get external data in the Data tab, and the second method is using Macro and VBA. Each method has its own pros and cons, and here I'm going to talk about Macro and VBA for collecting the data from the database. It is very easy, and if you have no background in programming, please just follow me step by step and practice on your own. Okay, let's see our dashboard in Excel and check how we can import data. Okay, here is our dashboard. Each company assesses the performance and potential of staff via a metric system using combination of quantitative and qualitative data. Here I have developed a dashboard showing this idea. Data comes from database combining the survey result filled by line manager, as well as sales results come from the net sales done by each sales agent. Hence, I have two drop-down lists, one for showing the results for each department and branch, another one for each individual sales agent and according to staff ID. For example, we can change the department and apply the filter for seeing the results for a shorter list. I select the third branch in Birmingham City, and we can see that we have only two sales agents there. Both have the almost same performance and potential. Now, if I select another branch, for example, the third branch in Bristol, we can see that we have two sales agents. One is superb and good for the business, while another one needs more training to be fit for our businesses. What I want to talk in this video is about fetching the data from the database where I change the dropdown. Whenever I change the dropdown, a SQL query is executed and the new list of data is fetched and shown in the chart. Here I have another dropdown for each sales agent. When I change the sales agent, I expect to see the performance and potential separately. For example, changing a staff executes a query and gets the value from the database and shows the changes in the chart. Okay, simply say we want to collect the data from the database. Hence, the first stage would be checking the database management system. In this video, I'm going to show you the Microsoft SQL Server. A list of databases is shown in the database folder. You can expand it and watch the list on your own. Now, we know the name of our SQL Server and database name. Then, let's go to Excel and explore something there. If you don't have a developer menu, please make sure that you have enabled it via File, Option, Customize Ribbon. We need to tick the developer to have it in our Excel. Having this dashboard, we click on the developer menu. Then we click on Visual Basic. Then we have a new window like that showing Excel spreadsheets. We need to make sure that two references are available for us. One is Microsoft ActiveX Data Objects or Microsoft ADO. And another one is Microsoft ActiveX Data Object Record Set or ADO Record Set. These allow the macro to use ADO libraries for connection to the database and executing the SQL query and getting the record set. To add references, we click on Tools and then References. In this new window, we make sure that two references are set. You may find them in the middle of the list. You can find different versions of these libraries and make them set. Now, we are able to write the code for a specific Excel spreadsheets or workbooks. When I click on one of the sheets, here I have written, first, have defined a subroutine or function starting with the subword and the name of the function, which is the connection to the SQL Server. In this function, I have defined the spreadsheet by creating a variable so-called WS as a spreadsheet and setting the value as the sheet name. I have defined the connection for ADODB by creating the connection object and setting the value as a new ADODB connection. Then I define the server name and database name and set their data type as a string. The string is like text format if you are not familiar with the programming language. Then, the connection string has been made by combining a string type of variables as shown. Here, I have used with keyword and set the connection string, connection timeout, and connection open command. Connection timeout is in seconds, and here I set 15 seconds. The format of the connection string can be found at connectionstrings.com. Here I have given connection strings for two types of database engines, one for SQL Server and another one for MySQL. Let's continue here. Here I check the connection status and make sure that if the connection state is 1, then show a message that the connection to SQL Server has been made successfully. To show the message box, msgbox command is used as shown. Now we can define the SQL query as a string type. Here I am getting ID and job columns from demo job batch table. This is used for showing the list of departments like sales, HR, technical, operation, planning, etc. Then we create a record set object for getting the data. We set the cursor location as @user_client. Then execute the query by opening the connection and attaching the SQL query and add forward only. Finally, we can store a result of the executed query in the worksheet as I have shown, or we can show the data in the charts in a little bit longer way. Right, that's all about importing the data from the database into Excel using macro. Please don't forget, practicing makes your knowledge permanent.